Hey YouTube, what's up? You're watching Concealed Seal. Today we're going to do a review of my new Kimber KHX 9mm Pro model. So before we get started, please do all the gun channels a favor when you watch these videos. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, because it helps us out a lot. Thanks. Kimber KHX Pro 9mm 1911. I'm going to talk about the reliability first and foremost, because that is, in my opinion, one of the most important factors you're going to consider in a review. The finish, the sights, the grips, the trigger, and recoil shootability on this gun. So start off with reliability. I put around 600 rounds in this the first day I got it, and it went bang all but one time, which I'm gonna chalk up to ammo, because it was when I was shooting some Wolf steel case, and the round would just not fully go into battery and it locked up. So it must have bent the rim on the case a little bit, and it got seized in there. I had to use this front ramp on the sights. I just put it on the bench, charged it, round came out, next round chambered, kept shooting. So I had no issues with this gun whatsoever. I shot Spear Gold Dots, Federal HST, multi different weights, plus P, regular velocity. I shot aluminum cased Federal Independence. I shot CCI aluminum cased. I shot Wolf steel. I shot Barnaul steel. I shot several different brass case loads. So overall, no issues. It ran like a champ. So build quality. This gun's super tight, slide to frame. Build quality is outstanding. Everything fits together really well, functions really well. There's no slop, no play in this gun. It's really well built. There's a little bit of side to side in the grip safety between that and the frame, but most 1911s do that. A lot of 1911s do that. For this price point, I don't expect this to be a fully custom hand-fitted gun, because you just can't do it for the price that I picked this up for. Yep. So finish. The finish on this gun feels really good. It's really slick. It's really smooth. It feels really well done, and I think it's going to hold up for a long time. It feels really hard. But that's not on, just for note, that's not on the small parts like your grip safety, your thumb safety, your magazine release, your slide catch release. All the small parts have a different finish on them. They feel matte instead of the smooth, hard finish that is on the slide in the frame. But it is what it is. It doesn't really bother me. I think it's going to hold up just fine. I'm pleased. So next, sights. The sights are fiber optic on this gun. Again, this is the 9mm Pro version, not the optics ready version. So it's not milled for a red dot sight. Doesn't have the high profile like suppressor red dot style sights on it. It comes with these fiber optics. Not adjustable. They catch a lot of light. This is my first set of fiber optics I've ever really owned and shot too. I'm a huge fan of night sights. I usually put that on everything, but this came with these, so I'm going to give them a try and see. Overall, I'm not too crazy about them yet. I mean, when you're shooting out in the daylight, they catch a lot of light. But I don't really use the dots anyway. I see the post and the notch in the rear sight, so I don't really care about fiber optics personally. They don't enhance anything for me, honestly. I'd prefer night sights, and honestly, I'd prefer adjustable sights. Because one thing I did notice about this gun, it shoots. You have to do a 6 o'clock hold with it. You have to, at 7 yards, it shoots about 1 inch high. 15 yards, it's like 2 inches high. 25 yards is creeping up a little bit more, 2.5 to 3 inches. So you just have to, I guess, know your gun and know where it shoots. or get a set of adjustable sights that'll fit in a Kimber Novak, low Novak style dovetail. So it's a proprietary sight cut, so you'd have to get sights that are cut exactly for the Kimber. So, yep. Other than that, I mean, the sights, they're fine. They work. Just got to know where to hold. So, is what it is. I do like the notch, and it came in handy, like I said, because when that steel case got caught, I was able to hook this on the wood on the shooting bench, charge a gun, and it came out. I couldn't pull it with my hands. It was too tight. It was too locked. So, that came in really handy, actually. So the laser grips. This is the first gun I've ever owned with laser grips. Crimson Trace. There's a button right here to do the mode settings for it. This is the on-off switch right here on the grip. Focus camera. It's hard to see it. Anyway, this is a little lever right here that you can throw forward to turn them on, or you can pull it back. I can kind of catch it with my fingernail or use some sort of little tool to get in there to turn them on and off, which I'm glad. I'm glad you can turn them on and off, so I don't have to have it on all the time, because I don't usually keep it on, because I'm always dry firing, monkeying around with it, so I don't want it on all the time. One thing I've noticed about laser grips versus other types of visible laser systems for handguns. So what we have here is a TLR2 by Streamlight, and the laser module is right about here. The distance between the laser module and the center of the bore it looks to be 2 inches plus. And on the laser grips, it's more in line with the bore. If you think about line of sight and the line of your laser, there are two lines that are coming like this, for the path of the bullet and then the path of the laser. So they're really only accurate at one point, and then they start to come apart from each other. So you have to keep that in mind when you're shooting a visible laser with any projectile. They're only going to have, you have to know your distance and know where your bullet's going to interact with that laser at that distance. So with this laser, it's pretty close to the line of the bore. You can see that. So it doesn't creep that far away from the laser. It's much more effective than a laser that sits down below your light. So that's a cool aspect. I kind of dig it. It almost negates having night sights if you're going to use this as a defensive gun in the dark. You have that laser and you know where your impact is at your distance with that laser. It's probably more effective than any kind of sighting system, because you wouldn't ever have to take your eyes off target. You can just come up, put the laser, and shoot. So cool, win with the laser. The trigger on this gun is good. It doesn't feel as good as my Kimber CDP Ultra 2 or my Springfield TRP Operator. Those two are more crisp. The trigger, I didn't put it on my scale, my trigger pull gauge, but it feels like around a 5-pound trigger. It's about standard for a combat style trigger, non-competition target trigger, which is fine. I like it. But there's just the slightest amount of creep before it breaks. I can feel a little bit of grittiness and a little bit of movement and creep, and then it breaks. So it's kind of nitpicky. I mean, the trigger is fine. When you're shooting, you don't notice it. It's only when I'm sitting here dry firing thinking about it I notice. But my other Kimber trigger is really tight and really crisp, so it is what it is. Pro, con, you decide. It's 1911 trigger, so a little bit of creep, you really don't notice it unless you're doing really slow focus fire and all that stuff. So not a huge con to me. Recoil. So recoil, bull barrel, full steel gun, 9mm. Recoil is very light with this pistol. Even with a couple plus P hollow point rounds that I put through it, it was very shootable, very easy to control, nice, comfortable gun, a lot of fun to shoot. A ton of fun to shoot, actually. I shot way more than I was expecting to the first day because it just shoots so well, it's so reliable, it's accurate, and it's just all around a pleasure to shoot. Plus, I'm a fan of this round butt design on the bottom of the grip and the mainspring housing. I've never had a bobtail 1911 or a round butt like this before on a full-size frame, and I'm a fan. I like it. Feels good. I don't notice anything poking my hand on a full-size 1911 that is not rounded over like that, so I can shoot both just fine, but I'm a fan of this too. It's nice. Shoots really well. Comfortable. So I guess that's it. There's not a whole lot to talk about. It's an awesome gun. I really like it so far. I have no plans to get rid of it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I like the way it shoots. Super reliable. I got a bunch of magazines for it that I'm going to do another video for all you Kimber lovers who want to get aftermarket 9mm mags. Because I wasn't sure what to do at first, my first 9mm 1911, and I took some advice from people on the forum and it was a win. So I'm going to do another full video dedicated to that. Check the description below for the link to that video. So again, thank you for watching. Please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Have a nice day.